It's a tough question. I regard every project with a certain degree of excitement because every single one's a challenge. In my career path, I do a lot less design per se and a lot more overseeing other people's design. My most exciting project ever would be the Ritz-Carlton Millenia Singapore, which wasn't just the Ritz-Carlton, it was the Conrad as well, Millenia Office Tower, Centennial Office Tower, and the Millennium Walk shopping district. It was a $1.2 billion US project back in the 90s, and I was lucky enough to be appointed as a design manager. And the thing that I say to make it most exciting is that in my charge, the people that were doing all the consulting work were people like Kevin Roach, Philip Johnson, Howard Hirsch, names in the industry that are just huge. You know, Philip Johnson's architecture is just phenomenal. Kevin Roach is a brilliant architect of his own. Howard Hirsch is famous for creating Hyatt, truthfully. And a whole bunch of others. Got to work with consultants like Chihuly for art, and a whole bunch of other people like Frank Stella. It was an amazing project. It went for 3 years of my life and I was working on average 80-hour weeks, but it was so worth it. Always a challenge, because in a big corporation, as in little corporations, brand is what we make our money from. How we market ourselves is about our brands and how good they are. But the last thing you want to do is wake up in the morning and not know where you are because the hotel looks like the last one you stayed in, looks like the one before and the one before and the one before. So you wake up, you don't know which city you're in, not good. So the way we do it, and I'm pretty sure the way everybody does it, truthfully, is that we incorporate elements that say where you are while still maintaining the integrity of the design. So there's some basic features and hallmarks for the design that are always there. But maybe above the front desk there's some mashrabiyah or something of that nature that says, okay, I'm in the Middle East. How do you say you're in Dubai? That's an even bigger challenge because every city, every state, every country has something unique about it. And a lot of research, a lot of hard work, a lot of help from consultants and owners, and you come up with those little elements that say where you are. Interesting challenge always, and it's a lot of fun to find out the ways to do it. In recent times, LEED has been taken a lot more seriously, or should I say sustainability. LEED is truly an American organization. And yes, it's a guideline because it's been around the longest and it set a lot of precedent. Is it perfect for the Middle East? The answer is no. It's a bit centrophobic to the US. Doesn't relate to deserts and the likes, even though the US does have some deserts, it's not really tailored around that specific goal. It's certainly not tailored around 50 degrees or temperatures of that nature. So yes, it's a little bit unique in that it suits where it was first developed, but it needs to develop for other areas. Taking the main guidelines of LEED is a good thing. Trying to utilize LEED 100%, not a good thing. I'll give you an example. I have a project I'm working on at the moment in Oman where it's going for gold, LEED gold. It's got to be at least $10 million added to the budget because of it. Whether a guest notices that, doubt it. Whether an owner notices it, doubt it. Whether an operator notices it like us, no. We'll get the benefits out of utilities, but we won't see much more. So the reality is it'll be on paper identified, but in true life, we'll know it, we'll advertise it, but not everybody's going to identify it. So the best way to go is to make sustainability an identifiable thing that an average person can relate to, that from an owner's perspective, they're not overspending to achieve good savings, because it's about savings at the end of the day, saving the environment, saving in the pocket, saving everywhere. And if you can do that, then you've achieved a lot. I would say that the region is badly in need of regionalizing what LEED has gained for the US, bringing it to more Middle Eastern standards. I think that Dubai, Abu Dhabi are on the right track, but they've got a long way to go yet. There's a lot of tailoring and cleaning and trimming and rearranging, and it all comes with time. You find out as you're going what's the best way, what's not the best way, what costs too much, what's clever, what's not clever. And truthfully, at the end of the day, does a guest actually enjoy the experience still? Because if they don't, none of us get money, none of us get paid, we're out of business. That's a tough question. We don't do that. I haven't done that for so many years I can very vaguely remember. But now I would say that you have to consider how things are made. Recyclable materials, reusable materials, materials that don't affect the environment in the long term. How is it manufactured? Is it going to last? The last thing you want to do is buy a chair, throw it away in a year's time because it fell apart, because that's waste. Adds to the waste in the environment. So you want things that are going to last. You want to get things that are going to last at least 10 years, preferably 15, the life of the property. Fabrics and the likes, yes, you replace it. But the hard things like joinery and items of that nature, you want them to last. So consideration would have to be given to the quality of the manufacturer. Obviously price, everybody's always tight on price, but sensible so that things last. But as I say, we don't do that anymore. We rely on others. We use a lot of, or recommend procurement companies who are expert in that area and utilize their experience. That's a good one. I have no expectation. The way I explain that is, if you're going with expectations, you run a high chance of being disappointed. I come in with an open mind. I like to see what's going on, learn from others, hear things, and develop expectations on a day-to-day basis rather than have an expectation that may or may not be met. So my expectation is I'm going to meet a lot of interesting people. I will go away having learnt something from somebody else, gained from experiences, hopefully built my knowledge base a bit more, and leave people happy and understanding of what we do for a living.